I wanted to make a quick little video to help people have a realistic expectation of what channels they're able to receive from their over-the-air antenna if you're not right on top of your towers, if you're 40, 50, 60 miles away, even close to 70 in some instances. This only works on Android phones. I have no idea if you can replicate the same thing on an iOS device. So to start with, you have to go to the Google Play Store and download the DTV Antennas app. Once you download it, don't open it. Go to Google Maps first. Find your own house or wherever you are. Tap on your location, the little blue dot. And at the bottom left of the screen, tap on Calibrate Compass. And follow the instructions until it says Compass Accuracy High. Then you can go back to the antenna app and see what direction your transmitters are. I'm facing just about due east right now. And if I move the phone, which you can't see the phone move, but you'll see that the orientation towards the towers do move as I move the phone. So let me slide down. I'm in Syracuse, New York on the west side in a community named Fairmount in the town of Camillus. I have a little bit of elevation which helps me, but there's higher elevation near me to the south. So I'm kind of partway up from Fairmount to the Onondaga Hill area. My first transmitter is the CBS one that's 8.2 miles away, and the location from where I'm standing right now is off to the southeast. The NBC and PBS transmitter is a little bit further away and slightly more east than the CBS station. If I slide down, the Fox and the MyTV tower, separate transmitters on the same tower, are 10.7 miles away and almost due south. But there's some elevation going that way too, so they made it a little bit harder to get those. An indoor antenna would not pick those up even though I'm so close. Next is the local channel 9, which is 12.1 miles away and about in line with all the other towers besides Fox. If I slide down further, I'm showing ABC and Fox on a Utica at 53.9 miles with NBC out of Utica at 65.4 miles. So we have some transmissions from 54 and 65 miles away that show me the orientation to those towers. If I slide down further, you'll see some low power channels that are closer that are out of reach according to the FCC computations from their website that this app ties into. If I keep sliding down, you'll see that there's a couple Watertown channels, PBS 16 and ABC 50, that aren't really any further away than one of my Utica towers, but the FCC says that I should not be able to reach them. And if I keep sliding down, you'll see, well, let me go further. You'll see both Binghamton and Rochester channels. The Binghamton towers are 68.8 miles away, and the Rochester ones are 68.8 or 68.9 in different directions. And the FCC also says that I should not be able to receive those signals. Now that 68.8 miles for those, or the 63 miles for the Watertown, are very comparable to the 65.4 for NBC on a Utica. I do receive that. I have a Antennas Direct DB8E antenna. It's UHF only. There's 4 little panels on it. There's 2 panels in each stack, and each stack can be aimed independently. So I aim one stack towards the Utica towers, and I kind of played around with the aiming on the other stack to compensate for my Fox and my 43 being way off in the distance to the south. So I kind of aim towards channel 3 and channel 24, and with a right preamp I was able to get both the Syracuse and the Utica market, but it was trial and error. The first preamp I had, a little RCA one, would bring in the Syracuse channels, but the Utica ones would pixelate. Then I bought a medium gain amplifier by Channel Master, a good heavy duty preamp, and that gave me too much power. So the Utica ones would come in, but at certain times I was overloading my tuner with what I think was either the CBS local or the ABC local. I learned the hard way that too much gain, too much power can overload certain tuners, and they definitely overloaded my HD home run tuners.
You have an informational message.
So then I tried a Antennas Direct antenna or preamp. I think it's named the Juice, and that was my sweet spot. Everything came in. I wasn't overloading the Syracuse ones, and it had enough strength to pull in the Utica ones. And occasionally I also get, let's find it, occasionally I get WPBS out of Watertown, channel 16.1 through 16.4. I might get that 25 to 30% of the time clear, even though the FCC says I shouldn't. I've never aimed both stacks directly at that. I haven't been bothered to try an experiment like that. But I imagine that it still might not be perfect because the FCC is telling me I shouldn't be able to get it. So anyway, long story short, before you buy your antenna, before you do a trial and error method like it took me to achieve my goals, this might give you a better realistic expectation than just going to the FCC website alone. Just for the fact that I can get Utica, this little Android app tells me that I should, and those towers are the same distance away as the towers in Watertown, Binghamton, or Rochester. All different directions, but somehow the train interferes with it, and the FCC website data tells this app about that interference. Good luck.